Hi, welcome to the quiz. You can answer along on quizalto.com, all for free. The exact URL of this quiz will be in the notes down below. Let's get started. Good luck. What is the primary purpose of the Migration Targets feature in AWS Application Migration Service? Blocking all network traffic during migration. Excluding applications from migration tasks. Setting destination environments for migrated applications. Increasing migration complexity by limiting options. The primary purpose of the Migration Targets feature in AWS Application Migration Service is setting destination environments for migrated applications, ensuring that applications are directed to the correct target environment post-migration. What is the primary function of the AWS Application Migration Service Resource Group? Automates software updates on servers. Optimizes server memory allocation. Manages server CPU power consumption. Organizes servers and applications for migration tasks. The AWS Application Migration Service Resource Group is used to organize servers and applications for migration tasks, enabling efficient management and coordination of resources in the migration process. What is AWS Application Migration Service used for? Managing network configurations. Monitoring server performance. Optimizing database queries. Migrating applications from on-premises to AWS. AWS Application Migration Service is specifically used for migrating applications from on-premises to AWS, ensuring a smooth transition. Why is scheduling downtime important during application migration with AWS Application Migration Service? To minimize disruptions and ensure seamless migration. To delay data transfers between servers. To extend the migration timeline significantly. To ignore potential network dependencies. Scheduling downtime during application migration with AWS Application Migration Service is important to minimize disruptions and ensure a seamless migration, reducing the impact on users and business operations. What is the role of the Migration Best Practices Guide in AWS Application Migration Service? Limits migration to a small subset of applications. Increases migration complexity and delays. Automates the entire migration process. Provides guidance and recommendations for successful migrations. The role of the Migration Best Practices Guide in AWS Application Migration Service is to provide guidance and recommendations for successful migrations, helping users follow best practices and achieve optimal results during the migration process. How does AWS Application Migration Service simplify the process of replicating server VMs to AWS? By requiring manual intervention for each replication task. By automating the replication and streamlining the migration process. By increasing the replication time and complexity. By only supporting Linux server VMs. AWS Application Migration Service simplifies the process of replicating server VMs to AWS by automating the replication and streamlining the migration process, reducing manual effort and ensuring a faster migration timeline. Which AWS service is integrated with AWS Application Migration Service to provide insights into the application environment? AWS Migration Hub. Amazon Redshift. Amazon CloudFront. Amazon Elastic Block Store. AWS Migration Hub is integrated with AWS Application Migration Service to provide insights into the application environment, helping users plan their migrations effectively. What is a benefit of using the AWS Application Migration Service replication server for migration projects? Optimizes network security. Improves on-premises server performance. Minimizes downtime during cutover activities. Increases application latency. AWS Application Migration Service Replication Server helps minimize downtime during cutover activities, ensuring a smooth migration process with minimal disruption. What is the function of the migration assessment in AWS Application Migration Service? Delays the migration timeline. Requires manual intervention for each assessment. Identifying potential migration blockers and ensuring a smooth migration. Increasing migration costs significantly. The function of the migration assessment in AWS Application Migration Service is to identify potential migration blockers and ensure a smooth migration process, reducing the likelihood of issues and interruptions during migration. How does AWS Application Migration Service ensure data integrity during the migration process? By ignoring data integrity altogether. By requiring manual validation for each data transfer. By performing data validation checks before and after migration. By skipping data integrity checks for faster migration. AWS Application Migration Service ensures data integrity during the migration process by performing data validation checks both before and after migration to verify the accuracy and completeness of transferred data. What is a key feature of the AWS Application Migration Service Replication Server crash recovery capability? Automates server power management. Monitors server disk space usage. Recovers from server failures during migration tasks. Optimizes network latency. The AWS Application Migration Service Replication Server crash recovery capability recovers from server failures during migration tasks, providing resilience and reliability during the migration process to avoid data loss and disruptions. What is a benefit of using AWS Application Migration Service Connector for Hyper-V? Automates server power management. Optimizes server memory usage. Facilitates migration of Hyper-V-based workloads to AWS. Manages Docker container deployments. The AWS Application Migration Service Connector for Hyper-V facilitates the migration of Hyper-V-based workloads to AWS, providing compatibility and integration support for applications running on Hyper-V environments. What is the function of the Resource Requirements feature in AWS Application Migration Service? Captures resource dependencies required for migration tasks. Automatically allocates additional resources for migration. Delays the migration timeline significantly. Ignores resource dependencies during migration. The Resource Requirements feature in AWS Application Migration Service captures resource dependencies required for migration tasks, ensuring that all necessary resources are accounted for and migration tasks are executed smoothly. What is a key benefit of using AWS Application Migration Service for application migrations? Delays the migration timeline significantly. Requires significant manual intervention for each application. Automates the migration process to reduce errors. Increases the likelihood of data loss during migration. One of the key benefits of using AWS Application Migration Service is its ability to automate the migration process, reducing the likelihood of errors and ensuring a smoother migration experience. What is a use case for AWS Application Migration Service Replication Server Reverse Sync? Avoiding data loss during server migration. Improving application performance. Minimizing network latency. Scaling server resources dynamically. AWS Application Migration Service Replication Server Reverse Sync is used to prevent data loss during server migration by ensuring that the target server data is synchronized with the source server data before cutover activities. What is the significance of the AWS Application Migration Service Agentless Application Discovery Service automated scanning process? Reduces manual effort in identifying on-premises applications. Monitors server network traffic. Optimizes storage allocation. Minimizes server memory usage. The automated scanning process of the AWS Application Migration Service Agentless Application Discovery Service reduces manual effort in identifying on-premises applications by automatically scanning server configurations to provide detailed application information for migration planning. What is a key advantage of using AWS Application Migration Service Connector for Terraform? Optimizes server memory allocation. Monitors server power consumption. Automates server patch management. Facilitates migration of Terraform-based workloads to AWS. The AWS Application Migration Service Connector for Terraform facilitates the migration of Terraform-based workloads to AWS, providing compatibility and integration support for applications running on Terraform environments. What is an advantage of using the AWS Application Discovery Service in conjunction with AWS Application Migration Service? Requires additional licensing fees. Only supports Windows applications. Provides insights into application dependencies and network connections. Slows down the migration process. The AWS Application Discovery Service, when used in conjunction with AWS Application Migration Service, provides valuable insights into application dependencies and network connections, aiding in effective migration planning. Why is it important to assess application compatibility before migrating with AWS Application Migration Service? To ignore application dependencies. To introduce additional complexities and delays. To slow down the migration process. To identify and address potential issues prior to migration. Assessing application compatibility before migrating with AWS Application Migration Service is important to identify and address potential issues prior to migration, ensuring a successful and smooth migration with minimal disruptions. What is a key feature of the AWS Application Migration Service replication server compression capability? Monitors server disk space usage. Optimizes network latency. Reduces data transfer sizes during replication processes. Automates server power management. The AWS Application Migration Service replication server compression capability reduces data transfer sizes during replication processes, enhancing data transfer efficiency and optimizing migration performance. What is the significance of the AWS Application Migration Service replication server Delta Sync functionality? Maximizes server power consumption. Optimizes server disk I/O performance. Minimizes data transfer volumes between source and target servers. Automates server patching processes. The AWS Application Migration Service replication server Delta Sync functionality minimizes data transfer volumes between source and target servers by only transferring changed data blocks, reducing the overall data transfer workload. Why is it recommended to perform a pre-flight data validation before migrating with AWS Application Migration Service? To ignore potential data migration blockages. To verify data integrity and accuracy prior to migration. To delay data replication tasks significantly. To speed up the migration process. Performing a pre-flight data validation before migrating with AWS Application Migration Service is recommended to verify data integrity and accuracy prior to migration, ensuring a seamless and accurate transfer of data. What is the purpose of the AWS Application Migration Service template library? To simplify the migration process by providing predefined templates. To enforce strict application compatibility rules. To restrict access to specific resources during migration. To speed up encryption of data in transit. The AWS Application Migration Service template library aims to simplify the migration process by providing predefined templates, reducing the complexity of migration tasks. What is a key feature of AWS Application Migration Service? Biometric authentication for secure access. Mobile application development tools. Support for both Windows and Linux applications. Real-time system monitoring. A key feature of AWS Application Migration Service is its support for both Windows and Linux applications, catering to a wide range of users. What is the significance of automated replication tasks in AWS Application Migration Service? Reduces network latency during migration. Increases the complexity of replication tasks. Requires manual intervention for each replication task. Simplifies the migration of on-premises server data to AWS. Automated replication tasks in AWS Application Migration Service simplify the migration of on-premises server data to AWS by streamlining the replication process, reducing manual effort and ensuring data accuracy. And that's a wrap. Thanks to everyone who participated. Remember, you can answer along on quizalto.com, where you can keep track of your progress and find much more quizzes. We hope you had a fun and challenging time. Until next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more. Hit the bell icon to be notified as soon as we upload. Please leave a comment if you have any thoughts or suggestions, and if you think this video is worth sharing with someone who could benefit from it, please forward a link to them. See you next time. Thanks for watching.